we seen him, he ain't do it. Let's say everybody say that they got it, but couldn't throw it. 70 niggas still broke that happened to the show. Mask in the hoodie, these niggas wouldn't even notice me. Count on my money, then take some bitches, they'll get low with me. But I'd rather do my thing and keep it cold. And hit up your bitch and tell her send me toes. I was walking in the wildin' in the field.
What's up? It's your boy D.Chamberz 6'2". No time for the small talk. Hold on, you know they got the iTunes playing. You know what I mean? But we don't need it because my man 5 Stacks is here. We don't need the help. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shows that don't have DJs. It's always there. You can tune into DTF radio app. They always have iTunes playing 24/7. So Mark, you can cut me a check. That was promotion. I have a new check. But, I have a special guest that's here right now. I'll let him introduce himself.
Peace, franchise liaison, Brooklyn, Coney Island. You already slow.
Right. Yeah, like,
Let's get back to that.
It's a lot of people that don't know, like, this is like one of my childhood friends, right? Like, we both, like, he had management, like, locked in before I started to take music serious. I was always around it, but he was one of the first ones to, like, really do it. And he was from East New York, so it was weird. But he was living in C-Rise in our building in Coney Island, and we met literally doing street shit first. It wasn't. And to see like how he's doing things today, and it's not just rap. It's like we gonna get to that conversation because I don't even know if he's gonna get into that, but he's doing way more than music. He was the first one to be educated in this game.
Respect, bro. Respect, man. Respect.
I always give my flowers to you, bro. You know what I mean? It's necessary because you know at the same time, like you could have been a guy that was just coming and going from the building. You could have just walked out.
Right.
But you know. I think the day that I say personally, people would say get him is like when you was stamped in like Coney Island.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, it was the Chinese restaurant when we all was in there, banging on the table. It was you, Claude, Letty Rock, me. It was a few people from like Gray's Inn. And it was like, you just out-rapped everybody. Like, in that studio, in the Chinese restaurant at that time. And when Reddy Rock was like on fire, it didn't matter. Reddy Rock spit that shit one time. It was just like, it didn't matter. But the day we took to that's when, and he came, like, not only did music, he had CDs. Nobody was like, what the fuck, you got CDs? Like, so what's going on, man?
Oh, good. But yo, even, it's funny, I met you on like literally coming out your floor and you chilling with DJ Big Reef from Hot 97, which y'all actually from the same floor. A lot of people don't know that, but we all from the same building.
Yo, I try to do that conversation for the people because, you know, like, I guess, you know, it's like he's more like for the ladies and he's coming off with a different image. And remember, he left Coney Island, you know, with a vengeance. That's how I felt like it.
Whatever's going on or whatever, Reef, we proud of you. Respect, brother. You know what I mean?
And I'm happy to see him grinding. Like,
so yeah.
When we see each other, it's like, wow. And then, you know, the same way because we both got that ambition, like we ain't giving no handouts. Like we've been shaded so much.
Right.
And I think that's the one thing Coney Island carries with us into this culture. Nobody wants to hold nobody's hands and give nobody nothing for free. You gotta really grind for it. So how do you feel about the climate from where the era you was in now to how you transcended to who you are today?
Putting out music is definitely much easier right now. You feel what I'm saying? The only thing or whatever that was different about back then was you could understand the power of word of mouth. You feel what I'm saying? Like, the internet wasn't like crazy how it is right now or whatever. When you was hearing about certain people that was popping on the street, you had to really come outside, you know what I mean, to really get your name up or whatever. So I think that may be really, really the difference right now. You can get popping on the internet right now by putting out a bunch of content. But I think back in the days or whatever, it was more so a stance where you had to really, really come outside, show you was a dope MC. You had to really be in ciphers with other dudes or whatever who were the respected guys from your town, from your avenue, you know what I mean? And you had to take your wins and losses, you know what I mean, to really get your name up.
Let them know your resume. Let them know your resume from, you know, from then
to
now.
Oh yeah, man. From in hip hop terms, like yo, me and D.Chamberz done grinded our way from the staircase to being featured in Feds magazine together. Noonie Ward on the cover. If anybody got that or whatever, you could check us out in the Underground Idol section. I still check it. You know what I mean? We stick them on, man. Between that, man, all the original street DVDs that was popping back in the days, Smack, The Come Up, Sub-Zero. I was featured on all them joints. Anything that you could think of that was popping on the street back then or whatever, we kind of had a hand in. Everywhere that you can go to perform, we was picking up mics, we was out here killing.
Let me ask you something. Do you think we learned what the internet does today? Because, like, imagine how it was now if it was back then, if you did the Zab Judah, the freestyle with Zab Judah in Brooklyn, if that was like something that Instagram could
facts.
In that element.
My first time on Smack, I was on Smack with Zab Judah right after he had knocked out Corey Spinks for the welterweight title. And that right there was crazy. Like, yo, it's even sometimes or whatever, you still rolling through, people be like, yo, I still remember you or whatever from them DVDs or whatever. That's like a real classic era, man. But I know for a fact that right now, rapping behind the welterweight champion or whatever on the internet, yeah, it would definitely have more of an impact than it just being on a street DVD, which it was popping back then also. But right now, whatever, with the internet, it's like tenfold.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? Like when we was all just like street hustlers and stuff like that, we were just like counting on like DVDs, CDs, and shit. And I say this shit all the time. We used to guess. We used to be in the trap house. I used to call every rapper that was gonna be the big rapper right from the DVD.
That's a fact,
amongst 24 people. People, we used to argue, we used to fight, we used to share dominoes, all that. I was like, yo, like, I would say, like, at the time, BMF had it, right? But I said, Fresh Martel is going to be the one that I'll hustle.
And I was like, nah, bro, nah, man.
I said,
I can't do it.
Back then, I swear, like, Pat Pools, fire. Uncle Murder, fire. I said, yo, watch him be the star. Like, we knew Gucci Man was out of here,
Right.
Jeezy was out of here.
Right.
Like, we talk about Come Up DD Smack before, like, you all the way at the end, you see Mook and these niggas battling. We talk about where at one point we was just like counting money, just watching tons of DVDs and just doing all the wrong things. And we didn't know rap was gonna be something. I just think it grew stronger, like I said, when I had to go away for that little year, because he'll tell you, I had tons of like, I never had a fear break, like never. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think when I came home, I just had a clear vision, like I just knew exactly where I was headed. But did you see yourself doing management like how you doing today?
It kind of like fell in my lap. Like, I honestly, you know, coming from where we come from, bro, the man you are today, bringing Method Man to Coney Island, bringing Benny the Butcher to Coney Island, you feel what I'm saying? Bringing, you know what I mean, stars, people or whatever who aren't necessarily tangible to the public like that or whatever, bringing them to Coney Island. It's like, yo, I wish that we would have had that when we were younger. Somebody who would bring us through the places or whatever, grab us up like how I see you doing the youngins, giving us game and showing us, you know, the right way to go about things, you know what I mean, in the industry. You know, we didn't have that coming up. So, you know, us...
Everybody wanted to be basketball players.
Facts. Us coming up and doing what we had to do or whatever back then made me realize, like, yo, I want to be more than just an artist. I want to be a resource. You feel what I'm saying? My brother right here, D.Chamberz, the way he moves around, the people that he's connected with right now, he's no longer just an artist. You're a resource, my brother. You feel what I'm saying? It's levels to being a resource. You know, we got, yo, bro, I was looking at it, Andre Harrell. He started off as a rapper back in the days. You know what I mean? It needs to be people out here who are curators on the street, who are still telling people, yo, this is what's popping. We need new Dame Dashes. We need new Irv Gottis. We need new people like that on the street cultivating shit or whatever, letting people know what's actually clicking out here. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Vok too, man. You know, a lot of people don't think I would know that guy, but I'm man enough to say I'm proud of him. Another guy from the streets who went to the office, always was involved with the streets. And, you know, same way I salute Bless, same way I salute certain people who were MCs or involved in music and has used their mental connections and stuff like that.
At the end of the day, bro, like, I'm inspired by seeing what Bless is doing with Fabio Foreign. I'm inspired by seeing what Vok is doing with 22 G's and all these dope artists. You feel what I'm saying? I can remember Vok in 2008 in Zayax when everybody who was relevant in Brooklyn or doing anything in Brooklyn was just running around in Zayax. And
shout out to Q.
yeah, definitely shout out to Q doing everything he's doing or whatever for the community. Much love to that brother. But I met Vok back then. You know what I mean? Just in the studio making beats, and to see him right now having a distribution deal with Atlantic, and you know what I mean, being like literally, I'm looking at Vok and his faction like I'm looking at QC and them guys in Atlanta.
I was gonna say that.
And it needs to be more of that out here. We need to be championing them brothers and not hating on nothing. You feel what I'm saying?
Dude, I think like you can also attend to that. It's just something like I tell people. It's like you gotta tell people your name before you tell them you from Coney Island. I just think like once they hear you from Coney Island, it's just like these imaginary blocks just go up. Like, and it's not because necessarily me. They never know who I'm tied to because of another brother who did something foul and hiding in this. Because nobody's coming out there to do nothing. Like
Right,
you come to
right,
Coney Island, you
right.
ready to leave something.
Right.
Your mind was made up. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like,
I think of that when I think of Coney Island. I think of the park, like the
amusement park.
beach, the park.
But that's what.
Yeah.
Culture,
That's what
like,
I think
like Brooklyn
of.
culture, definitely.
I'm not thinking.
That's what the most dangerous thing is. Just think about this, right? If you fell asleep one day and you woke up, and the next thing you know or whatever, you just woke up and you was in Coney Island, right?
Yeah.
How you getting out? Where you going? What's the exit? Do you know or whatever that you got to bust a left on Cropsey in order to be able to get out of this per vehicle?
That's what GPS
Or down,
That's
you feel what I'm saying? Or down Surf Avenue. It's only, you know what I mean? It's when you go out there, whatever, and you kind of like, and a problem arises, it ain't no way out that motherfucker. You know what I
it's the
mean?
same thing. Like if you take me to
It's one way in,
Far
one way
Rock, I would
Facts.
just
Yeah.
be looking for the straight ways, like Mott's Ave or shit that I know I'll have to just go straight. But like Coney Island is just so blocked off and just like that. But let me ask you, with everything that's going on, what are you tuned into? Like, what is your source of like streaming music? Like I always ask everybody this, you know, when
Well-
you go check for music, what's the first platform you want?
Well, the gods is running titles, so that's what I'm fucking with. You know what I mean?
You know, you're like the second person who actually said title, right? All these kids say
Yeah.
Spotify immediately. Immediately. No, I was like, damn, like the younger kids, it's like they all go straight to Spotify.
And Apple Music, I think.
But
on
if,
YouTube?
when we talk about
YouTube, there's no residuals in YouTube. It's like it's a lot of like,
Like trending type
like,
stuff.
like somebody's gonna get $1 or 57 cents or maybe $12.
you talk about entrepreneurs, Jay-Z got all these artists together to give them small percentages of title. So I look at title like a black-owned business. You feel what I'm saying?
So everybody-
Why not support that over Apple or Spotify or some shit like that? I would rather.
That is true. You know, I never really thought about that. You thought about that?
100%.
So you gonna download title?
I got an iPhone and this is like easy, but I hear your point. Like,
What about you, Ron? I'm gonna say.
No, I listen to like YouTube and like
So
you
you
said,
don't go to like those apps to like listen to music right away. You go to YouTube.
YouTube because I like to see visuals, like to go with it, to get a vibe.
that too, I listen to YouTube a lot too.
Yeah,
and then it
and
plays
then it
similar
leads to
artists.
Why niggas is broke? Because now they fucking fine now.
No, I thought you make money off of YouTube because you can monetize your songs on there, no? But you just, you need
What?
a lot of,
Don't
you
you
need a
get
lot of
paid once you
streams.
get like a certain
Yeah,
amount of
like
subscribers?
if you go and watch it like 50,000 times, like from
Yeah,
different
you gotta have at least
Wow.
you gotta have at least 2,000 subscribers to be I think a partner or something like that or whatever.
Yeah, to even be
No.
thought about it. You need like.
Is there some, you gotta pay for title though? I feel like
Yeah,
when
yeah.
Lemonade dropped, we had to pay for it.
Yeah.
We don't have to pay for, YouTube.
So I got a question. When you listen to a song on YouTube, you as an artist, do you not get the stream in your Apple Music also if you set it? You can't set it up that way.
No,
No, I think that's two separate
Sure.
streams. It's YouTube,
Okay.
it's YouTube, Spotify.
And it's separate. Okay.
Yeah. Anything with an action like outside of like management and
Well, you know, I always want to talk about love.
I don't want to talk about no love. I want to talk about business.
Too bad. So there's a post that's going a little viral right now talking about the new age woman, the woman that has her own, she's making her own bag. She's challenging you to be a better you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you for the new age woman?
I got daughters. I'm always gonna be for that. You feel what I'm saying? I manage a young lady who's a female artist who I feel like is one of the best talents walking the earth. You know what I mean? And my job is to make sure that, you know, I empower her to the best of her ability. So yeah, my business partner's a female. I do business with females. So hell yeah, I want females empowered. Hell yeah, I want females to be able to get their bag at you know what I mean? Just like males are getting it. You know what I mean?
Okay. So, do you have any advice, like, to males right now? Because I do feel like you're open to it, right? Mm-hmm. But there is, like, a population of men that might not be as comfortable with a woman that has her own and is, like, making her own bag and mm-hmm. challenging you to do you and possibly even making more money than you. Mm-hmm. So, like, and you said you're for the youth and the people. So, like, what advice do you have, like, for the men out there to kind of, like, lift up the female population, I would say?
Well, I mean, you got to lift yourself up first. If you're insecure, that means, if you're insecure with your lady, that means you need to get your shit right. You know what I mean? So us men, if you know, I got a friend who she told me, the reason her homegirls get along so well is the fact that they uplift each other and they don't hate on each other. You feel what I'm saying? And I think that's something that men can learn from women. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I see a lot of females when they throwing their little beauty boutique joints or whatever, regardless of how men may feel about it. It's 40 or 50 females in there or whatever. They all spreading money amongst each other. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I think if we took on roles like that or whatever and got an understanding like that and just understood like, yo, I think sometimes us men, well, not even men, sometimes humans, we look at certain things like, yo.
It's an intimidation.
Not just intimidation, but I think we feel like, yo, it's only $1 million and ain't no $1 million after that million. You understand what I'm saying? But it's money for all of us. You feel what I'm saying? And I think in all honesty or whatever, the more you have smart individuals around you, especially smart females, the more successful you'll be at the end of the day. So all us brothers need to be around and empower smart females. That's definitely. You know what I mean?
Oh, they got a liaison on me.
Nah, it's just real spill though. It's just real spill.
Word, man. You know, it's funny that you know, it's like balance and just keeping it real. Mm-hmm. So like, what would your advice be to people who just like, we know a lot of people that have low self-esteem, mm-hmm. and to this day, like, what advice would you have for those guys?
It's hard because you don't want to be insensitive. Because I think for me personally, being an artist, I always feel like I've been popular, you know what I mean, in my life. You feel what I'm saying? I haven't dealt with low self-esteem issues, but I just think of whatever. Sometimes we just got to go out on a limb and just try things. You feel what I'm saying? I wasn't always a manager. It took for somebody to believe in me and for somebody to listen to me or whatever and take my words of advice or whatever in order for me to, you know, see that my ideas and certain things that I do can work. So we all need somebody to be able to crutch off. You know what I mean?
Well, that definitely makes a whole lot of sense. So now, when you with your artist, what's the demographic she's working in for those who don't know?
Yo, Jennifer, man, it's crazy. Over the pandemic, she's just dropped 2 projects within the last 4 months: Cabin Fever 1 and Cabin Fever 2. Please, everybody, if you can, you know, go follow her. I am Jennifer, JENNIFAIR. I am Jennifer on all platforms, YouTube, Spotify, you know, all the social media joints or whatever. But yo, she's special, man. She's special. She's dropped 2 projects within the last 4 months. They've been playing her song Dream in probably like 4 different regions right now. They debuted it on the Cheryl Underwood show in Cleveland, Ohio. They've been pumping it in Chicago. They've been giving us some run upstate New York. So it's like...
What would be the style of music, you know, because they don't know, what would be the style of music?
I can't even say Jenny has a style. Styles play out. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to really describe her unless you listen to her. I just got to give her props or whatever because, you know, you got a lot of people out here writing for you. You know what I mean? This young lady, all her projects written. These last 2 projects she's produced. You feel what I'm saying? And this is her best work. You know what I mean? And right before COVID had popped, man, we were running all around Chicago. We were in Toronto. We were in Philadelphia. She was running around burning down shows. And when I say or whatever, my partner is like really, really one of the best performers in the world, man. The proof is in the pudding. You can go on my Instagram and
talk about when she's performing. It's not just rap.
Oh no. She's not a rapper. She can rap, but she's an R&B singer, right? But I've seen this young lady make people cry during performances. You feel what I'm saying?
Live band. That's what I was trying to get.
Yeah. Oh, pardon me, brother. Pardon. You know what I mean? Yeah, we do have a live band or whatever. Shout out to all the brothers. You know. But yeah, man, the young lady is special. It's special.
So now, with that being said, let them know your Instagram, Jennifer's Instagram, where they can find. We bought some new music here today.
Yeah, I bought some records. I bought some of Jenny records or whatever for y'all to check out. You can follow me on Franchise Liaison. You can follow me at Miers Society. That's MIERS SOCIETY. Miers Society again, MIERS SOCIETY. You know what I mean? I follow back. Yeah, man.
And don't hesitate to check out his old music. It's still posted on YouTube.
Factor.
It's still fire. You know what I mean? You want to see us looking like euthanized.
Oh yeah.
You got some videos with Chambers up there?
Yeah, me and him got mad material. But before I forget, man,
I gotta look this up.
I got more shit to promote because you know what I mean. I don't know when the next time I'm gonna be running around doing interviews. But my dog D.Chamberz, one of my other partners who's responsible for producing a lot of Jennifer's work, he has an animated series which I've been cultivating with him, and I'm about to have my own joint. Right? Yeah, man. So he has an animated series. You can follow him on Instagram at D.Chamberz, DOTMAGE, and you can do the same thing or whatever on YouTube. Follow his animated series. You'll start seeing some joints from me within the next couple weeks, either featured on his animated series or doing some joints on my own. You know what I mean?
That's definitely official, man. Yo, we definitely have no time for the small talk. The time now is 9:20. We're gonna get into some music. We're gonna get into the next guest.
Play that Jennifer Dream,
Krystal
man.
Said, Ronne said, and Lewis is in the back. She's doing, you know, I want people to start following that page too, because a lot of people move waters for being an artist, but she's another artist who transcended to doing like fire consultant, adding on to people's business. Not just doing camera work, like she's doing email stuff like that. You can hire her on the side. Just not while I'm working. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But just make sure you get the dates on the album. That's how really shake the fucking room. You know what I'm saying? So we go 5 stacks. We gonna play some music. Let's get into it, man. I'll let you go.
Yeah.
Right, so now we're gonna. You ain't different yet, right? So
No.
pictures and shit. Yeah. And we're gonna get the next person, the young homie. That was Water, you can grab the little young homie, and then we're gonna mess up. We're gonna go to the next one.
Yeah.
That's that wine music. You came in and said, so you from this side. It's the cool guy. Next side. It's not this. It's not that.
5 stacks.
So we got some women outside. You go next. You go next?
Alright, so your turn.
Come on, give me
No, you, I got
You don't know what you do to me.